Sloss and Humphreys on the road.
Muggins and Cream, Cream and Muggins, straight thuggin', living the dream.
That's our intro.
Fucking muggles.
Tickling the clit inside your head that makes you laugh. They said it can't be done.
If you are here for any talk, gossip, or news about the Russell Brand documentary, any reaction to it from us, you're not going to get it. I'm not referencing it. That I've said my piece. I think it's time that we listen to the women, and I will talk about it at some point way down the line, but not for a while. I don't have to, and I'm not going to. So if you're a new listener or a journalist who stupidly paid for this fucking episode, even though in the description we told you nothing was happening, then ha ha ha, thanks for the money.
In other news, I've just been to Milan.
Aye.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I watched a thrilling 0-0 draw.
I didn't. I was going to tune into the match because now that I'm sort of a free spirit in football. I want Newcastle to do well. I've got
football.
You know, you're my best friend. I've got so many good friends in Newcastle. Genuinely love it. Supportive. As you know, as a Chelsea / ex fucking Chelsea fan, I've got nothing against blood money. I think it's sound. I think it's all good.
Yes, the voice of reason, Daniel Sloss, with his ethical compass.
You know me.
You know me.
Absolutely fine with it.
It was journalists who they killed. They beheaded journalists.
No, I just mean, look, I've turned a blind eye to blood money before. I could do it again. I could do it again for my friend's joy.
And it was joyful. Like, it's so good. Just having a little bit of the tune, a little bit of the big market and the cultured city of Milan. It was so good because
Didn't one of your boys get stabbed?
Yes, I was speaking it because the Milan fans are class, by the way. Like, I really...
I think sound it.
They're just like, they know how to attack people.
They're so...
You've got to respect that.
Look, they didn't kill the guy. They just gave him a really cool scar. And at the end of the day, that's what you want from a football hooligan, right? You don't want him to be a murderer. You want him to be a bit... Come on.
Give us a story.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a story for my grandkids now. They're next to us in hospital.
Nobody wants to be eaten by a shark, but I think I would be confident to say over 50% of men would love to survive a shark attack.
If you told me I could get attacked by a shark, right, and a lot like the bull run, my life wouldn't change.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because if you said to me, you can get attacked by a shark and live, but you're not gonna be able to walk properly again.
Aye.
Done some spinal damage.
Yeah. You've lost a leg.
Aye. Or even a hand.
Aye.
I'm not being attacked by a shark.
Right hand? As a left-hander?
I think
you've gone
PlayStation, man. PlayStation, man.
You've got to play. No, man. Technology's at a good... We're going into VR, man. You only got 5 years of PlayStation.
Well, my lass has still got 2 tits. I still want 2 hands. That's what I was saying. Let me shove us in the water.
Aye.
That's what you tuned in for. That's what you tuned in for. That's what you're getting.
Yeah, I mean, I think the very important thing is, again, just from a moral standpoint, we should be gaining no followers right now.
No, I don't want to gain any followers. I just want to... I like the ones we've got. They know when we're joking. They know when we're going too far on purpose. So if the deal was you're gonna bleed,
aye,
you're gonna get stitches. Mm-hmm. There's gonna be a touch and go fucking trip to the hospital, right? But the foregone conclusion is when you get ejected from the hospital, you're gonna have a fucking tasty scar that you've got to look after for the next few weeks.
Yeah. Somebody was on the beach filming it on a phone, right? And they kept it all in. They got the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you got me walking out the water. I swear to God, even going through the trauma of bleeding out, I'd eyeball the camera and crack me knuckles. and I know fine well, the only thing in my mind when I saw the camera would be like, I couldn't.
You should see the other guy. I did. He's licking his lips.
That's his blood, that. Bleeding. Bleeding, right? That's his blood in the water, that. Fucking that's a scratch, that man. That's a scratch. What you... So
phone 999, yeah, sure, for him. Collapse, bone white.
Rushed into hospital. I was just napping. I had a nap on the beach after my fight. I always nap after a fight.
Because I always get slept.
It's not what I meant. It's not what I meant. So the stabbing, I don't want to make light of it. It's nasty business.
Yeah, how was your mastectomy joke 4 minutes ago?
I'm having a nightmare, Daniel. I'm having a nightmare.
Aye.
Glad my profile isn't compromised by anything that I have to say, because I don't have one. The stabbing was like a mugging. It was like balaclavaed men. It was like, it wasn't football related. It wasn't like,
Oh, okay.
it wasn't like chanting in everyone's directions and it got a little bit fighty. It was like fucking back alley chase kind of thing. This is like from what I've heard, from what I've read.
So it's people taking advantage of a tourist as
Yeah.
opposed to hooliganism.
Yeah. So, oh man, like my hotel's was next to San Siro, and I went and got showered and changed like after the party and before the game. And I'm walking through, and it's literally.
Does San Siro mean anything?
It's
I mean, obviously it does, but
it's a name that they agreed upon as like a neutral name, because its actual name is named after a player or a personality that was connected to Inter.
Okay.
So it was just, it leaned. So if you look up the name of the stadium, like I think San Siro is the nickname, and I don't remember what the actual name of it is. So like if you are looking at where the game was played, it wouldn't have San Siro. That's a nickname for it. I don't know what it means, but I just know that it's just like
Google it.
let's just meet in the middle. So I was walking down from the hotel, and there's just like all red and black, just all the AC Milan fans. And I did start to get my shoulders up a little bit. Like I'm walking along with my wife, and I'm like, oh, should I really be putting her in this kind of danger? Is this like a mistake? Mm-hmm. And everyone was so sound. People were coming up asking for photos. She had number 8 on her back.
Okay.
Just asking for photos because we're opposite fans, rival fans. And they're at the game. They're just like, oh, sweet, a Newcastle fan. Can we get a photo?
Did you
Getting selfies?
check, yeah?
Oh, yeah, right. I've got I've got my hand.
I'm sorry. I like not in all the Italians are thieves way, but I find that really weird. Like I could not imagine going to a fucking Hibs game and being like, oh, there's Rangers. We'll just get some photos with the Rangers fans.
Like, you know what? That might not happen if they were playing Inter or Juve.
Aye.
Right, but like international match, they've probably played the likes of Man United and fucking Liverpool over the years, right?
And now the Titans, Newcastle.
And they're like, oh, we've got some new guys in our house.
Okay.
We have been to the house, but we played in there. So it might have just been like a little bit of a novelty that like we've never played this team.
Do you think it's fair to say their like obsession with collecting photos of other football fans, and your obsession with like, not obsession, it's the wrong word, but you know what I mean, your desire to go to as many football stadiums as you can and watch games there. How far away from train spotting is that? Like,
Well, like going to stadiums.
yeah, collecting that. I don't know, because we'll all make fun of train spotters of the people that like, there's people.
To a train spotter, it's the same thing.
Aye.
But to a football fan, you're like, nah, not the same as that.
But I've got this, I've got that.
never-
I've got my
never-
little booklet of all my players. Need. But I'm not like those losers who stare at trains.
Actually,
I think you'll find last season he got 37 assists. It was actually a record for somebody as a left back. I think you'll find.
And then the train comes into the station, they're like, yo! Fucking strangers.
I'm just saying, it's all a bit autistic.
Yes. So I walked through, and Natalie's got number 8 on her back because we got married on the 8th of September.
Oh, okay.
And I bought it as an anniversary present for her.
That is the most working class man thing I've heard you do in a while.
Look, Daniel,
Bought your wife a fucking football shirt.
It was our
anniversary.
It was our paper wedding anniversary, and at the time, Newcastle had a paper thin defence.
Man, I know we're only kind of mentions of the documentary, but I would also, on the record, I would like that to be cut out.
No, I've given you carte blanche on cutting stuff. So anyway, back to that guy being stabbed.
What a link.
This is one of my fellow supporters. This is bad form. It's bad form. Right.
He may have been one of the bad ones. He may have been one of the ones that, you know.
So what I was saying is the fans were class.
Aye.
And when we come out the stadium, some of the fans had stayed back to the bit where all the police are, the riot police and everything, keeping everybody away separate, like in holding areas. And we got kept back in the stadium for like maybe 45 minutes, and then we're right up at the top, so you come doing these like spiral, like
A Helter Skelter.
kind of like a boring Helter Skelter because it wasn't stairs, but a spiral. What do you say if it's not a spiral staircase? I know this is super boring, but like if it's just a spiral ramp. I come down the ramp, right? And there was
a non-Belta Skelta.
I like that. Thank you.
You're right.
Thanks, man. You really took me out of a ditch there. Thanks, dude. Fucking hell, it's been real boring. Super duper boring. The cheered were out of the stadium.
Aye.
And then
they were just so friendly. They must have known we were thirsty or we hadn't drunk for a while because they kept throwing bottles at us.
Ah, yeah.
Glass.
It was like that Fanta lemon. So the cheered were out, and then
look, I'm not saying they weren't nice. Sorry, continue your story.
No, but the point I'm getting to is that afterwards went to a restaurant that was only AC Milan fans because we stayed by the San Siro. All the other Toon fans went to the Metro and got the fuck out of Dodge, right? And I dined with them afterwards. And lovely conversations. We're still in my Toon tops. People at the window chanting Sandro Tonali songs. That's what I was getting out with the number 8 on Natalie's back. Sandro Tonali was their number 8. And now he's our number 8. And they saw his number and started chanting Tonali because they fucking love him. They got him for like super cheap. He was done amazing, and he didn't want to leave, but they were going to make £50 million profit off him. So it was a smart business move for the owners to sell him. They didn't want to leave. He didn't want to leave, but they made a bit of money. They got to spend it, and they still love him. When he got subbed off, the whole stadium applauded all the way around. So they're singing like Sandro Tonali songs and everything. And I am just fearful that Sky News have took the story of the fucking stabbing, and that's what popped up on my phone. That's what made people text me to see if I was alright. That's what people have commented on my status, just going, oh, it's nice to see some nice Milan fans, because from what I've heard, they're a bit nasty. I hope when the Milan fans come to Newcastle for the return leg, we're not pure dicks because we've been lied to about what Milan fans are like. Because of a mugging that was probably nothing to do with football. Who knows who they supported? They might not have even been from Italy. I'm not saying it was Albanians.
I mean, it sounds like
but
it.
they're saying it was Albanians. They're pretty racist towards Albanians out there. They said to me, it was like, because I know you guys get like immigration and stuff, but you guys get like Indians and Asians. We get Albanians. he said it like, come on, man, you've got to understand.
Man, I would love people that came here bringing new foods, new flavours, new types of music for you. You know, these fucking Albanians, all great new ways to whinge.
They were like that. They were like jealous of white immigrants.
Oh, did you know there's a 17?
And I've been there 2 days. If anyone's not listening to this and watching, I'm gesticulating the fuck while I'm talking.
Indians brought over 50 new types of tea. These cunts, they're bringing over 17 types of cabbage, can't you understand? They're boiling them the same way.
Yes, we know you put salt in this one. It's different.
Yeah, Jesus.
So yeah, I just really hope, because like the 4,000 of us that were there know that the Milan fans were
3,999.
I hate this. I hate that Newcastle fans will be listening to this and hear this sheer disrespect.
It's not disrespect.
I'm too close to this incident.
Your boy got.
This is like if I was to be making jokes about like Keane or something. Like this is like one of my people.
Aye, is he okay? Well,
yeah, yes.
Well, I mean, then he just got bitten by a shark, baby.
He got stabbed in a match in a European away game. He's got the scar. He's never been more of a Geordie.
Man, I reckon
the most Geordie there is now.
I would assume for at least the first 3 months of this, he's never paying for a pint again.
Nah, is he fuck? Nah, he's been bitten by a shark.
Been bitten by a shark, baby.
Go.
Congrats, man. The dude lottery. Man, that's the best. That's like walking past a car that's on fire and the baby is just so reachable. That's it. That's what you want.
Yeah, he ran into the fire. Yes.
Dead easy. Can I read you my favourite news story I've ever read in my entire life? And I don't, it's so funny that I think the news is lying to me.
No.
Point taken. A journalist in Australia decided to put the country's rules on baby names to the test by conducting an experiment with her newborn child, only to discover that the laws were not as strict as she'd hoped.
And now our child is called Methamphetamine.
Methamphetamine rules.
Rules. As in it's great.
As in it's class. As in her alternative was Nang's rule, and Nang's is Aussie for nitrous oxide canisters.
Oh, right, okay.
Nang's, right? But she was like...
That does make it sound cool.
Yeah.
I think Nas is probably cooler.
Yeah, but no. But she's like, Nang's is like, it was the word I'm fucking looking for here. It's a nickname, right? It's a fucking street name.
Street name.
So it could go through a government official who only does cocaine. Not knowing what a Nang is, that can get through.
Yeah.
Methamphetamine rules.
It's like, you know, like no matter where you are, you know it's a drug. It got through.
Of course it got fucking through. There are so many wonderful, wonderful quotes in this. However, the spokesperson said, a spokesperson for the registry said the unusual name had unfortunately slipped through. They said they had strengthened their process in response to this highly unusual event and would be working with the family to change the name. However, the spokesperson said that doesn't mean the original name goes away. Quote, a name registered at birth remains on the register forever, even if the name is formally changed. So
they've abused their own child by accident. They've accidentally abused their own child.
Even if they rename him Stuart, right? And it's Stuart, the artist, or the baby formerly known as Methamphetamine Rules.
Meth Stuart.
We chose Methamphetamine Rules, thinking there's no way that anyone will see that word and think it's okay, said Drysdale, who added her husband had taken some convincing to agree with the experiment, but we were wrong. You just said it took him some convincing.
So it was the female journalist that named the child that convinced the husband.
Yes.
Because I feel like that would be way worse.
The other way around.
If like the bloke that was like the woman's just give birth and he's like, I've love.
No, it's an experiment. It'll never go through.
Stroke in the hand, sweetheart, I've got this belter idea.
Aye. It's not a bit. It's not a bit per se. You're going to think it's a bit, but it's not a bit per se. It's more a social experiment. Can we call him Tits or Class? So there's no way they're going to let it through. Baby, there's no way they're going to let it through. You're mad. You're mad to think they're going to let it through. Baby, I have awesome news. It got through.
Yeah. Tits or Class is really healthy.
She says she was under the impression that if a name was rejected by the registry, they chose one for you. Interesting. She had contacted the registry for answers to her show's segment on what names can legally be given to a baby in Australia. The spokesperson said it does not choose what name parents give a child.
So is Rules his second name?
Yeah.
Rules is my middle name. That's the worst part of it. Do you want to play a board game, Meth? Uh-huh. Rules is my middle name. He went from kind of cool. No. His name's Meth.
His name is Methamphetamine Rules. His nickname's Meth. And also, even having the nickname Meth isn't cool. Here's the important thing. Drysdale declined to reveal her baby's new name, but said, my husband said maybe his nickname should be Speedy, but I'm sure he will develop his own nickname that's appropriate to his real name and his personality. He's a very chilled child, a beautiful baby boy, so not anything like a meth user.
I mean, he keeps jonesing for milk. Like he is.
Man, I tell you what, he wants milk so much he'd suck your tits for some milk. That's how much he wants it, man.
He'd genuinely go cold turkey if you stop him. Suck some tits, man. So that is going to be one of them things where like the person becomes the name. I talked about this on the podcast before. I don't know if it was with another guest or with you. sometimes talk to that guest, Daniel, about the same stuff.
Aye.
I use the same moves I use on you.
Was Mark Nelson better than me?
It was about Tom Hanks's kids. Did we talk about that? He's got 2 kids called Colin and Chet.
Oh, Chanks.
Chet Hanks, Chanks.
Well, because Tom Hanks is Thanks.
Oh yeah,
So both of his kids are Chanks.
Chanks.
Chank 1 and Chank 2.
It sounds so derogatory.
It really does. Well, I think it's because it's a mixture.
one vowel off.
It's one vowel off, a slur, and also it's like stank is also in there. So it's like
it's got the ank.
Aye.
It's got a bit of cunt, like the.
It's a soft start but a hard end.
So, chat.
Have you just before we go any further? Have you ever fucking met an Albanian Chank?
Have I ever
An Albanian Chank? They're the worst.
Charlie Hank?
No.
Charlie Hanks, you're using it as a derogatory term for Albanians.
Aye, which we'd already been
yeah.
derogatory. It's what we call.
Right.
It's what we call in the industry a callback.
We're not dropping that bit. Fuck! You can't put callbacks in. That means I have to leave the bit in.
Aye.
Right.
Oh yeah, fuck.
So, Chet is like tattooed up, backwards hat. Colin is like shirt and tie, carries a briefcase.
Forward facing hat.
Forward facing hat.
Yeah.
And there's a name for it as well. And last time I mentioned this on the podcast, someone got in touch and told us what the name for it was. But it's there's a name for like living up to your name.
Oh, okay.
And like people screamed it at the podcast last time. I've done this. We're taking them on a real journey of Dave +1.
Well, why don't you just Google it now? We'll cut out the gap.
It's denominative, something pre-denominative.
Nominative determinism. Mm-hmm. Nominative determinism is the hypothesis that people tend to gravitate towards area of work that fit their names.
So methamphetamine rules.
Yeah. Could go either way. It could be, hey, you could work for the DAA because it could be rules to do with methamphetamines. So it could be, maybe he'd be like a fucking narc.
Oh, mate, just kill it now. Kill it. 4th trimester. I bought it. Still use a coat hanger even though you can reach it.
Aye.
The minute you become a cop, can't go your pronouns.
I don't think you're doing wonders for us in terms of the tone we're going for.
Oh, mate, I think I'm at that age now where I'd struggle to change. It's harder.
Would you just think you are the way you are now? Do you think?
I think it's at the point where the people that are bothered by who you are really young, and you go, "Oh well, I'm not really for you."
Yeah, it would be weird.
I don't complain with Bluey. Fucking hell, man.
Yeah, it would be weird. It would be weird if I was trying to get teenagers to like me. That would be unusual.
Yeah. I want you to listen to us on your headphones when your parents aren't there. That's how I used to like listen to Eminem, just hoping my mum and dad wouldn't listen to it, but I was like still old enough to listen to it. Right? I would have been like 16, 17.
Your parents would have stopped you at that age from listening to
Nah, I just kind of decorum.
Yeah, okay.
Manners.
Yeah.
Just manners.
You don't, like, even though I think, I'm allowed to swear whenever the fuck I like, if I'm on a bus filled with old ladies, I will choose in that moment to swear less.
Yeah.
Just because that's, the right thing to do.
Yeah, like if, like, even like now, if Natalie's parents got in the car, I wouldn't put DMX on.
No?
Blood on my hands and there's no remorse. I got blood on my dick because I fucked a corpse. I'll stop.
Why? I'll
stop before the end word, but I'll not stop after I fucked a corpse. These are my standards.
People are researching this?
Look, I was quoting an artist.
Oh, don't call him an artist. Need you respect him. You gotta be.
You can't respect DMX, like.
Buddy, not this episode. Right? Just not this episode. We can still talk about.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I was saying before I started rapping about having sex with corpses. Nah, it's gone. Right then, let's get another whiskey just to drown out the problems that we're causing for ourselves in the future. They're upstairs.
I resent the comment. The problems we're creating for ourselves. The podcast you're creating for both of us.
Yeah,
this is like when I do episodes with Callan and he takes it way too offensive, way too soon.
He goes from not to Holocaust.
Oh man, so quickly. And then he gaslights.
Oh man, but wrong choice of words, dude. Not on that. Come on, man. I can't even have whiskey on this podcast because I'm drunk.
But hey, that makes you look like a really good person. Oh no, it doesn't. Yeah. The fact that your wife was very conscious straight away, being like, you can't. Even the thought of you driving while drunk, she was like, that's not happening. And that's only because she's upstairs steaming.
Yeah. She's like, I've had a drink. If you have a drink, I'll not be able to.
Do you do that when you go through airports as a couple? Is one of you allowed to drink and the other one?
Well, you know what? Today we didn't have time in the exchange airport. We went through Zurich and just had to fucking sprint through it. Done that shitty thing, where the landing they go, you're like, fuck, we're boarding now, but if I run, I'll be able to get to the passport control, hopefully get through and get on just in time. And then they go, okay, we've got a spot, but the stairs haven't arrived yet. We've got in touch with them and let we know that we need stairs. I'm like, oh yeah, man, we can just claim off.
Man, I've seen
not that high.
All I can see around me is safety briefings that show me that there's a button that if I open this door, there's a slide. Like, what are you? Why are we waiting for stairs? There's a funner method available instantly.
But Belta Skelta's already taken, so we're going to have to just call this.
Man, I think that should absolutely be the fucking rules of the line. There's no stairs today. You're like, then it's an emergency exit. This is a you problem. Go fucking fix it. How dare you keep me back?
Natalie was howling at me because I ran off to get a place in the queue for the passport control. And I ran off, sprinting, following the guy in front until he gets a stitch. And then I'm the front runner.
Aye.
D36, D36. I get there, the fucking gate is gone.
So I'm sorry, what is the day 36 reference?
D36.
Oh, D36.
That's the gate I'm running for.
Understood.
D36. And I get to B36 because I haven't been glancing up looking at letters, Daniel. I've been glancing up looking at numbers.
Yeah.
I'm a numbers guy. I fucking get it again. I'm like, I'm at the wrong bit, and I fucking
run past the guy with the stitch and be like, wrong one, buddy.
Run back, and he had Natalie, who's beat me to the queue, even though she wasn't really running because I was running to hold the place in the queue, and she's holding the place for me in the queue. And we get there, and then we finally get to the front of the gate. Not the gate, because it's to get to the D gates, you have to do your passport thing, and which actually, not going to complain, remarkably fast for once. Go Zurich. Get with through. Natalie goes through before me. And I went, just go for it, go. D36. And I'm sprinting to catch up with Natalie once I get through. D39, gate closed. I'm not an upside down. I'm an upside down number. What am I saying? I looked at the number and saw the 9 as a 6. It was upside down. It was an upside down 6. It was a 9.
See, this is what I'm saying.
Right.
This is why it's absolutely fine to lose a hand at your age.
Right, and I ran back. And Natalie's shouting on us. Actually, I didn't get as far as gate 39. I was following the wrong number. And then Natalie shouts and she went, you're like one of them cars that you like wheel back. You wheel the car back and let it go and it's just off. It's off me, I just don't steer. And then I overshot my seat. I was walking
fucking God, man.
Daniel on the flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry to come over the intercom. This is your captain speaking. Just to let you know, we've accidentally landed in Glasgow. I have no idea why. I just let this guy. He says he knew how to fly a plane. He said he was in the Air Cadets when he was in his teens. He says he can fucking land as in Edinburgh.
He's an Air Cadet. I've let him fly with an Air Cadet.
Aye.
He used to do marching drills.
But was it not with the end goal though?
I didn't reach the end goal.
But if you'd
eyes.
If you'd stuck in Air Cadets long enough, would you know? You would have been allowed to fly a plane, right?
I tried to get into the RAF. You do know this, right?
No.
Do you not know about me at the age of 16? I tried to get the RAF, right? And they were like, okay, tick the boxes of what you'd like to do and all that. And it's like, weapons loadmaster.
Papers there and you're marking the walls.
Mate, whatever the system was, right? I went in, had this little interview, and they went, right, so you've got to go ahead and get an eye test and bring your like results for your for your eye test in. The only job that was ticked on the list of jobs I could do was chef.
They clearly hadn't let you cook for them.
So I don't know. I didn't get in.
Correct.
I didn't get in the RAF.
My dad didn't get into the RAF because he was too tall.
Shut up, man.
Aye.
Was he trying to be a pilot?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It would have been ideal for like weapons loadmaster. You wouldn't have even needed the like ladders or anything. Just, I'm sure they didn't put ladders up against an aeroplane. They probably used one of them cherry pickers.
I think you a little fucking ladder up to. If we're talking World War II here, how old's my dad? Let me tell you about my fucking weekend. Right. So we went to Stornoway.
Oh yeah, you went to Harris?
Aye. Well, so Harris is on Stornoway. This is how little I know about anything in Scotland, right? So
Stornoway is an island.
Stornoway's an island, and the south of it's called Harris, and the north of it's called Stornoway, I think. Like Stornoway, sorry, no, that's not... No,
like Dominican Republic and Haiti.
That's entirely fucking incorrect. It's called the Isle of some shit, whatever. And Stornoway is a town that's there, and Harris is there.
Like Hobart and Launceston.
Yeah, sure. Maybe.
Like Dublin and Cork.
So, me and Gareth Waugh go for a game of golf on the Saturday class. Really good fucking weather. On the Friday. And then on the Saturday, we decided to go to the beach because we thought it would be good to have a stress-free day because nothing remarkable was going to happen. Gareth's partner, Laura, goes, I'm going to go in the sea. Is anyone else going to come in the sea? You know me. I love the sea and I love a cold dunk, right? I love cold water. I think it's fucking class. Not while I'm in there, but like I've done it enough that I know the benefits of it, from me at least afterwards. I love it. So she's like, you want to come in? I'm like, 100%. I'll come in with you. Absolutely. So I turned to my wife, Cara, and from one of the best bits of advice you've ever given me as a husband is take your ring off before you go in the sea.
You never know. We got a meeting there, man.
Man, mermaids.
You can't have a Laura.
And yeah, I remember the day you sat me down. You're like, look, even if there's only 0.01% chance mermaids are real, right? They can't think you're married. That would be ludicrous. No, I'm not saying you do cheat on them with a mermaid. I'm just saying it's good to know if the option's there for the rest of us. Come back and let us know. Should we all be swimming?
Leading on mermaids.
So, just because obviously if it falls off, it's wet in there, it's more likely to come off. And if it does, it's gone. It's
yeah, if it comes off in the pool, like, you're looking for it. If it comes off in the sea, you've lost it.
Aye. So, I turned to my wife. I go, can you take this so you'll lose it? She's like, absolutely, 100%. Me and Laura go to the sea, splish, splash, splish, kiss, kiss, kiss. Come back out. And I get my towel, sit down, I go to the love of my life. I go, can I get my wedding ring? And she went, shit.
Oh, no.
And I'm
Because
like,
it's like gutting, but like there's a little bit of relief that it's not you.
man.
Devastated you've lost it, but fee you.
So, most important, I'm going to be 100% honest here. I'm going to be 100% honest.
You threw it at her. You had headphones in and you went, keep an eye on this.
No. She took it, man. She was like, shit. Like, she was like, I had it on my thumb, because she's a tiny person. She's like, I had it on my thumb, and I clearly went to pick Caelan up at some point because he was about to run into the sea, and that's when it's come off. And my first thing was like, I was just gutted for her because like I know how fucking bad I'd feel if I lost her wedding ring, and she's already, I can see it in her face, she's blaming herself. I'm like, man, we've only been married for fucking 5 months. I'm not that attached to this yet. Like, she's not dead. Right? Doesn't mean anything yet.
We can get another one.
Yeah, it's been like we've had it for 5 months. Like it's nice. I like it. I hope I don't lose it. But it's not like, 15 years. There's an inscription on the inside. It was nice that she gave it to me on my wedding day. It's just a fucking ring.
You're not sentimental about it.
No, I am saying. Well, no, I know.
Not when you've lost it. That's not how you're going to.
I think I'm I'm the least sentimental I'll ever be about it. Right?
See, you found it. There's a spoiler.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. We did, right? So I'm just gutted for her that she's lost it, and so I'm like, let me go down first because I'll retrace footsteps. I'll look in further, and then we'll just take it in shifts. One of us take care.
And you're actually taking stock, and I can probably lose quite a few things here without being able to make comment. So like the next few months, I could just be as
man. And this is not the episode for this, right? But like, man, that's like that's a blowjob, right? Man, like that. Just in this, like for me, if I lost her ring, I would feel so guilty. I would be like, what can I do to make this up to her? What's her? I would buy her flowers. I would make her a meal. I would book like a couple's massage for us. I would immediately try and get the ring made exactly the same, have it replaced. I would get her like I would try to make
you do the things that spoil her.
I would try to make it up to her with the things I know she loves, right? So if we reverse that, I'm a simpler creature.
I know it'll make us stop thinking about this.
Yeah, man. When I'm looking for this, I'm just like, yeah, it's not there, it's not there, it's not there. No, so I was genuinely looking for it, looking around. But, man, needle in a fucking haystack, right? The sun, it's a gorgeous day in Stornoway. The tide's in, it's all fucking wet. Bubbles are everywhere. Do you know how much the shimmer on a bubble looks like a fucking ring in the sand?
Every glimmer is just like, there it is.
I'm trying my best, and then I'm eventually like, you know what? Let's swap a shift here, and fucking this eagle-hawked rat. Within 3 fucking minutes, just because there it is, just right straight.
Who was it?
Cara,
got it
straight away.
Nice, found it.
Aye,
Just the mere thought of having to give you a blowjob.
So I told her this whole thing.
She was like, "I will count every grain of sand on this beach."
So I said, so I'm like, oh man, I'm like, don't be wrong, I'm really glad we found it. Like I am. In fact, I'm happier than I thought. I'd be more relieved. Like maybe this does mean more to me already than I thought it did. But I was expecting to get at least a blowjob out of this. She was like, why do you think I looked so hard? She was like, I was phoning up.
Why do you think I looked so hard? I'm glad you found it then. That's good, because that is shite. Because like,
she was.
I've jinxed this a million times because I'm like, because I lose stuff. That's my thing. That's what I do.
Yep.
I keep mentioning like fucking. I'm glad I haven't lost this.
Yeah.
Everything else is kind of replaceable.
I've told you about the friend that we have who, after they got married, they got four of the same wedding ring made.
Minted. She's got them. Like,
now, in their defence, what I will say, and I trust my friend on this, they are not unfaithful to their partner, but they do like being flirted with.
You get more drinks bought for them.
They get more drinks bought for them. So sometimes they take off their wedding. And I trust them. I trust them in that. And whenever I've been out with them, that is what they've done it for. They're in a very healthy and loving relationship. I trust them.
They just go out and slip on a different pair of shoes.
Yeah, just
be a different them.
What was it like being 20 again? I think they're down to 2 left. They've been married a long time. But yeah, they're down to 2. See, there's one thing I didn't realise that's really good about gender-neutral pronouns.
Is that you can not give too much away when you're talking about a friend.
Away now.
Everybody knows we're talking about Elliot Steele.
Unmarried. And always will be. Cara has been very funny the past couple of days. Don't get me wrong, she's a very funny woman in general. It's one of the many reasons why I married her, but she's had me fucking dying. I have, while we've been going out, putting on, like, just to make myself less innocuous, to just, like, I don't want to be spoken to at this point by...
If you get a guy wearing the like nose and mustache and glasses. Like,
I have been going out in like... I never wear baseball. When was the last time you saw me in a fucking baseball cap?
when you got into Formula One.
Making vroom noises from the back of the car.
Yeah, Ferrari jacket.
That is not... for the record, that's not true. That is a bit. None of that's...
Okay, go to the podcast that's got Formula One in the title. And see that you're wearing it.
Am I?
I think so.
I don't even think I'd be aware of that.
I think so. I think you are.
If that's true, that's so funny.
I don't know what the title of it was, but there was a short one where you like really sold.
Well,
Formula
look,
One.
why don't we all? Why don't we all agree, as both presenters and listeners and Matthew, to not bother finding out whether that's true?
Nosy journalists. Yeah. Oh, you get in touch. You're going to be scouring all that shit. Right?
You lazy bastards.
Right. So, so you've been wearing a hat.
Wearing a hat.
Is everybody like, oh my god, there's Darren Sloss in a hat?
Well, no, because there is about
Oh my god, it's Ethan Hawke.
I put on my fucking hat, I put on my fucking hood, I put on my sunglasses. And kind of like, you know, you just look like you're like, it's the dumbest thing. You're wearing camouflage.
You look like you're in disguise.
Yeah,
You're drawing attention.
You're wearing camouflage. You're wearing a ghillie suit in the shopping mall. You fucking idiot.
Stop looking at me.
Yeah.
And then it just looks like, if anybody does spot that it's you, it just looks like just because you recognise it's from my comedy.
She goes, I understand, I understand you're slightly stressed at the moment, but I can tell for at least about 2 minutes of today, you have felt like Captain America in Civil War. And I'm like, oh, fucking way more than 2, bitch.
What's the reference of Captain America?
Oh man, that's the one where he's fully in disguise. And man, it's him. I mean, it's Chris Evans, the most handsome man in the entire world, wearing a fucking baseball cap, glasses, and a hood up, and he's the size of Captain America, like the guy that beat Hitler. Everyone in America knows who he is. And they're like, oh well, that couldn't possibly. It's just really dumb.
You can't just walk around.
Yeah, sore thumb sticking out.
Have you ever wore bin lid headphones and sunglasses? It's one or the other with those things.
Yeah,
you look like a fucking helicopter pilot.
Though, well, I mean, mine's are quite. I got the smaller beats.
Did you?
Because I'm white. I can't do the bigger ones. I don't think I'm allowed to.
I'd sent me new Bose back.
You what?
The Bose ones I complained about. Remember when I really complained?
Oh yeah.
Just got a replacement set of the same one. This is good to get off your chest.
That's them gaslighting you. Oh man, I'm so sorry that these headphones didn't work. Would you like?
It's there.
These headphones.
I got gone.
Are you sure you even got to Bose? You just didn't accidentally write your address in the main thing and write their address in the return to send, and you just posted it back to
it was there was a couple of things bugging us, and I'm not going to go over them again because it's on a previous podcast. But one of them was the mic was shit. Mm-hmm. It was just a fucking like. I reached like chatting away to Natalie, and then she'll be like, "No, it sounds like a miles away," and I was gone. And
it also says that you're cheating on me.
And I went through this thing. It was like, have you tried turning off your Wi-Fi router? That could be interfering. Was one of the robotic things on the thing. And I was like, are you joking? Of course I've tried that, yes. Like who's going, oh, I've got a phone call coming. I got a WhatsApp call, FaceTime. I'm going to knock off my Wi-Fi router so my mic works. Oh, where's my phone call gone? Oh, I must have missed it. So I was fucking just went through the rigmarole and thinking that I might get a refund. And they were like, we'll send you a new one because the mic's broken. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'll give it a shot, and if the mic works, I'll just keep them and the mic worked. So I did have a dodgy pair. It wasn't just shit.
I've always said that about you.
I've got a dodgy pair.
Aye. Eyes, balls. Knees and toes.
Eyes and balls. No, that's the same ones. That's the same bits. That's not how the song goes. Where are you going again? You're a fucking alcoholic, eh? Didn't knock the camera. No, you actually didn't. Lost a bit of weight. I was getting off last month, Daniel. I didn't think there was enough room for you through there, but you clearly haven't been eating this weekend.
Stressy.
stress eating, have you? Back smoking again?
No.
Never stopped?
No, still off it.
Still off the smokes?
Aye.
Nice, well done. How long's it been?
Oh, fuck.
Did you not smoke when you were on Harris?
Nah,
Did Gareth smoke?
he did not.
How long's he been?
So this is exactly what this podcast is such a pile of shit. Still, it'll get better soon. We're working on it. That's what we're doing.
That's what we're
So I had this conversation with Gareth because we were out there, and man, we're drinking every night. Right, we're having the time of our lives. It's really good. Our sons are like a very similar age. We've been friends with them for fucking like years. Like it was really really good. We're laughing the whole time. We're fucking drinking, and we're getting quite drunk. And I'm like always expecting, because I'm like, here comes the test. The second Gareth brings out the fucking vape, that's when me drunk is going to have to make a fucking decision. And I really hope he makes the right decision, because I want to be off these goddamn fucking vapes. This is like my first real test, right? Because nobody vaped at my cousin's wedding. Doesn't come out the first night. Doesn't come out the second night. And I go, Gareth, on the third day, I'm like, are you vaping behind my back?
Secret vaping.
Like, are you secret
There's
vaping?
a party as well, like, kind of secretly wishing.
Yeah.
A little party, a part that you're trying to keep quiet.
Yeah. But man, there's the addict in there. There's like, oh, I absolutely want to smoke the fucking nicotine. I want the nicotine in my system because nicotine is class and I love fucking nicotine. And he's like, no, man, I like it. My one broke on the fucking boat over and I've just not had to do it anymore. So, I mean, I'll try and quit, maybe in a couple of weeks. I'm like, but you've done the hard bit. Right? Like, once you're 3 days into that's the worst 3 days are over.
You got to put yourself through that 3 days again.
Like, but I mean, for him, he was just saying, like, he can't not do it at gigs and stuff. It's more of a fucking... I don't know how often when I get back into fucking... Vaping, it's...
You're actually getting back into vaping.
No, sorry. No. Let me finish. I don't know how much, when I have previously caved and gone back into caving, how much of it has been situation-based. Like, because he's like, when I go to gigs, I want to vape or smoke, because I've always vaped and smoked at gigs. I haven't had that. Like, I've smoked at some gigs, but then other gigs, not at all. I don't think that's whenever I've gone back to vaping and fucking caved, it's been because of that. It's mostly been because I've drunk. It's whenever we go to European countries.
Countries was a big one for me to breach. And I got through that.
Because European countries that, one, either sell menthol cigarettes, it's impossible for us to not smoke some menthol cigarettes together.
And also, some of the countries have still just got smoking culture.
And smoking indoors.
It's cool.
And like when you can smoke indoors, when you can smoke a menthol cigarette indoors. Oh, God, yeah. God, they fucking lived in the 60s.
That's great. Doc has got a cigarette.
Yeah, I'll recommend
Prescribes your menthol.
Yeah.
Prescribes it for your chesty cough.
Dentist using your mouth as a fucking ashtray. Being like, man, there's no negative effects. Duh. So good.
That is the touring. Festival, the Fringe was a big one. Weddings, it's like the end level boss getting through a wedding without smoking or vaping.
Aye.
Holiday without smoking or
so
vaping.
working class sometimes.
Smashing.
I can't imagine going on a wedding and not smoking.
Smashing gear and not smoking.
So when I was trying to quit, one of the many times I've quit smoking. In fact, one of the most successful ones I've fucking had was I think it was when you and me lived together. I was about to say where we used to live. That would be, well, don't make a difference. Anyway, when you and me used to live together, Gareth came over.
Dox the people that bought your house.
Yeah, wrong thing to do. When you and me used to live together, I think there was one night where I knew I wanted to give up cigarettes. So I bought a pack of menthol cigarettes. I sat them on the table, and you, me and Gareth did coke. Because I was like, if I cannot do it, if I cannot smoke one on coke, I cannot smoke while sober. Like, that's the easy. Like, if I go straight into the hardest fucking thing, if I do my, like that sort of thing, like, if I sprint the hardest at the start of this marathon, maybe I'll get so far ahead that no matter how much I slow down, nobody will be able to catch up.
It's like me in an airport. Running past the gate.
Maybe if I just run fast enough, the gate will come to me.
Left hand on the wall, I'll get there eventually. It's like getting out of a hedge, mate.
He's like, airports are just like Temple Run, right? I just have to go and jump at the right time, and it will direct me and put me in the right fucking way.
There's been security chasing us for ages. Where was I going? I was coming back to the smoking thing. The getting through it, the bits that get you. This is the right. I've got it. I remember where I was. So all them events that you connect with smoking, like the Fringe Festival, the touring, whatever, right? The bit that gets you is the little nicotine hall pass of being passed a spliff with tobacco in it. Again, bit of this, and you're like, oh, I'm still smoking weed.
Aye.
Oh, little naughty one. And then you get nicotine. Like, that's also got to go. You've also got to call out that guy. You can't be doing that.
That was me. I think that, I don't know whether that's what got me addicted to fucking weed, but like it was what had me in denial either way of whether I was not a smoker or was a stoner. But it was like when I used to do joints every fucking day. Like, and sorry for just, I know Americans disagree on the term. In Scotland, I have always referred to a joint as
a joint of tobacco and
tobacco and thing. I'm very aware that since you've got weed culture, you absolutely get to tell me I'm wrong there. But you can understand where I'm coming from a foreign weird country where I'm like, joint just makes more sense. So when I smoked,
and I say blunt if it's all just green.
Just green.
But when Americans say blunt, it means cigar papers, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah. God, they're just so much better at it across the board.
Aye, but I don't. Do they even have a name for the tobacco mix, or do they just not do that?
I mean, they probably. I mean, America's so fucking big. They probably got different names for it everywhere.
I've never had a tobacco mix joint passed to us by a North American.
Oh, it's fucking never passed you a fucking. No, I guess he never did.
I think they're always just like straight green.
I feel like Ari's a bit more of a sensible fucking smoker. Well, not sensible.
Sensible smoker.
MDMA and spikes people.
He fucking left me an answer phone from a bunk on a golf course at 2 a.m. because he got the dosage of what I said wrong. Remember that?
Man.
He was like, "Hey man, where are you guys? I'm zoinked." That was a very funny night.
Oh, I'll never, ever forgive him, even though I've definitely forgiven him. Just that, hey man, do you want to do some acid? My audience gave me some. No thanks, man. I don't really like acid. The only time me and Kai have done acid, we were spiked with acid.
Benadryl.
So it doesn't really have great like memories for us. And he was like, I totally get where you're coming from. But like, I took my acid about 30 minutes ago. It's really nice. It's a low dosage and it's just lovely. And I'm like, oh no. And I went, no thank you. And then he said something homophobic. No. He just said something homophobic. He just said something homophobic. And I was like, fucking give me it then. We took it, you, me, and Elliot Steele. Took it. Actual Elliot Steele, not Dr.
Actual Elliot Steele.
Actual Elliot Steele. And then fucking 20 minutes later, Ari Shafir comes up to us and goes, oh no. It gets so much stronger. This is nowhere. Where you are is nowhere near how bad it gets. And we're like, oh,
so funny. Because I had guests. I had people like over from London, like Natalie's friends went through, and they're having a night out in the Fringe. It's a big Fringe weekend. We've been looking forward to it. I can't then just go home. But I come into Loft Bar, like into the lift that takes you up to Loft Bar with Natalie and her pals. The lift doors open, and you and Elliot just wide-eyed, like, it's no good up there on this.
No.
It is no good up there. And you're just fucked off. And I just watched you just go into the wind, and I was like, let's see what they mean. You do not want to be in an artist bar, social situation, thriving, bustling bar. The girls were class because they kind of, like, you know when they put the bags down and make like a bit of just a seated ring around the bags? They just treated me like a bag, not a bag. They weren't licking us. Not one of them bags. They just like put us in with the bags, and they just kept us safe from anybody that's just coming in and small talking. You know, how's the show going? What venue are you at this year? I had no time for that shit. And Maxwell was.
It's so weird that women are better at just inherently protecting each other than men are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maxwell was really good as well though, because he knows exactly what an acid trip's like. He wasn't on one. But he was just like, he knew what was going on in my experience, and he just showed some level of empathy for what was happening. But eventually I needed to go for a piss and I had to move.
And you needed someone to help you find your cock.
Mate, I couldn't find anything. Couldn't find my zipper. Couldn't find the fucking wall to put my hand on to find my way to the toilet. Bumped into Mark Dolan. Cutting up Masks guy before he was cutting up Masks guy.
Yeah.
GB News, was it? When he cut up the masks during the pandemic and everything. Before any of that, I just
back when he was a comedian.
I just knew him as like the guy from Balls of Steel. I had no beef with that man, right? and he just comes right up into my face and just. Have you ever played Monkey Island, Secret of Monkey Island on Amiga or whatever platform? It was on?
I played on the PC.
Remember Stan, who sold the ships? He sells you the galleon, and he flings his arms around when he's talking.
Stan Monkey Island.
Type in GIF actually, because I reckon there'd be a GIF of him throwing his arms around.
Any specific?
Nah, I think if anybody gets that reference, there you go. So. He was like, Guy, where have you been? Have you been avoiding me? I haven't seen you all fringe. And his face, man, like I was on acid. His face was just contorted and moving around and just like his mouth was bigger than his head. And like I'm just watching his face just like mold like claymation as his like his arms are flaring around. He's like, Guy, where you been? I haven't seen you in ages. And I wagged my finger in his face and went, nah, mate, and moved on. I couldn't cope. I went, nah, man, and just fucking moved on from it.
Imagine that was his, like, had anyone bought Hitler's art moment. Like, maybe, like, because as comedians...
Kai likes everybody.
Kai likes everyone. Kai just for no reason shook in my face. Maybe I'm ostracised. Maybe God, if I'm hated by the most... friendly guy in this fucking institute.
Lean into it, Mark. Lean into it.
Aye.
lean into it. Become the guy.
You bastard. You did it.
The origin story.
You turned.
The origin story of someone so lame. So...
Are we done?
I think so. I think we navigated through that. There's a couple of bits where I took some bullets from you at the beginning where if anyone was trying to bring you down now, get me first.
Yeah, but I think it's not exactly as if I called you out. Look,
I nearly told a story I'm not going to tell, but let's...
to the regular listeners and the listeners that will be here in the months to come, sorry, it's a weird one. I know you want more information. Yeah. I'm not... ready. We're
not censoring myself. We're reading the room.
No. It's not reading the room. This is a fucking business decision. I have said my fucking piece. I've got more to say, but I've said my piece. And I think this is a time for other people to speak. And when it's not. I don't want the focus to be on me at any point because it shouldn't be at any point.
Aye.
When I'm ready to talk about it, I should, but just commend all the survivors that came forward are the people that should be being celebrated because that's the one that took actual fucking courage.
Yes, and you're off to Australia now.
Thanks for doxing me.
Huh? Doxing Australia. There's going to be news reporters everywhere just buzzing around Australia.
Well, fucking documentary comes out there soon.
Aye. I'm sure they've probably seen it if they...
Are you suggesting that people illegally use VPNs?
He's suggesting that Australia has the download speed to get a documentary from overseas.
Aye.
Okay. So, yes, you can get yourself packed and go to Australia. And I think...
I might try to, we'll see if it's fucking possible, I might try to do a podcast with Gene while out there.
Yeah, that would be great.
Because I'll be staying with Gene anyway. And we'll be getting drunk and silly most days. So I don't think it'll be a high quality one. So it would definitely be one that I would put behind a Patreon. And again, we would not be talking about anything to do with Russell Brand. It would just be behind a Patreon wall because it'll be low quality. And that's what they
do. You're just going to do the audio?
But yeah.
I'm going to be at Edinburgh Stand on the 1st of October doing one last outing of Mischief, the show that I've been touring. Because the tour finished. But a slot come up at the stand and I was like, we're going to start writing a new show now, but let's have one last outing of that and put it to bed. So 1st of October. It's already selling pretty well, but there's still tickets left. So if you want to come to that, you can.
Sweet.
Bye.
Fuck off, guys.
So you're going to say something there?
No, I've said my piece, man.
Leave me alone.